Introduction to Economics. Hi, I'm Professor Emmanuel Paulino, and in this presentation, I want to simplify our understanding on what economics is all about. So, shown in this title slide, economics is all about making choices. So, let's start. To put it simply, economics is a study of how individuals in societies make decisions about ways to use scarce resources to fulfill wants and needs. There are two branches in the study of economics, the macroeconomics and the microeconomics. Macroeconomics talks about the big picture. It's about the choices made by large organizations, but most importantly, it deals how government or nations make decisions on their scarce resources. While microeconomics is concentrated on individual decisions, how people individually make economic decisions for themselves. In everything that we produce, we take into consideration these five economic questions. What to produce or what to make, how much to produce or the quantity of production, how to produce it or the manner of production, for whom to produce or the consumers, or who gets to make these decisions or the decision makers in production. So for example, you want to produce a car. In order for us to produce a car, you must put in or use capital or the money needed for production. Then you put in the labor or the manpower who builds the car. And then we also need to put in the parts, such as this car exhaust. All of these resources that we need to put in are actually called input resources. We use input resources in order for us to produce another resource. That's why in economics, production can be a cycle. We use resources to produce another resource. But there's a fundamental problem. Again, the main problem in economics is we want to solve what is actually called scarcity. Scarcity happens when we have unlimited wants. They say people can be insatiable. We always look for something more. The unquenchable thirst for everything. Scarcity exists because we actually have limited resources to achieve what we need or what we want. Think of it. Every minute of our life we actually spend on making choices, on making decisions on what to do, what to choose, in order for us to get what we need or what we want. In our definition of economics, we mentioned repeatedly these needs and wants. We distinguish what are needs from wants. Needs are fundamental. We may not function properly as human person or organization if we do not have this. Wants are not necessary. We can survive without them. I'm not saying that they are not important. I'm just saying that these are not fundamental. But for us to make good economic decisions, we have to distinguish what is a need or what is a want. Why? Because obviously, if you only have limited resources, for example, then we should prioritize buying or producing needs rather than wants. Take for example choosing between water over Coke. Most of you will say that the obvious choice, if you have limited money, is just to buy the water. But people tend to buy Coke rather than water, even in spite of bankruptcy. Why? Because the soft drink is tastier, therefore gives them more pleasure than water. The usual problem in making economic decisions, therefore, is we usually equate need with pleasure. That is why we get confused. And we tend to fail in using our limited resources in the most optimal way. So let's wrap up. Again, economics is all about making decisions in order to achieve what you need or what you want with your limited resources. Thank you.